Hello, hello everyone. We are continuing our beautiful journey in this Global Empowerment Summit, and I'm here with someone else just joining us after this very exciting panel discussion about creative leadership. I have Dr. Laila here, and Laila is one of my dear friends who is specifically focusing on love. I call her sometimes Dr. Love. Hi, Laila, how are you today?
Hi, Adriana. Thank you very much. I'm pleased to talk to you today, and it is an honor to be here. Yeah, you mentioned my name. Yeah, my name is Leila, and currently I am a lecturer at Help University. I am teaching philosophy, world religion, and also Western civilization. As you mentioned, people call me sometimes Dr. Love, a nickname given to me after I completed my PhD thesis on love. Actually, I specialize in classification, stages, and ingredients of love, self-love, and transforming power of love and emotion.
Beautiful, beautiful purpose and a beautiful goal to spread the love and all the things around love and get to know it better. So, what do you think? Why is self love so essential, so important?
Yeah, the good news is that every one of us are capable of self-love. The love we contain inside is the most powerful thing that exists. So love is a very good motivation for us. It generates energy within us, and it helps us grow. So we have this amazing power as a part of our being. And it was given to us for free when we were given life. So the only thing is that we just have to learn how to take care of it. And this is self-love, and that's why it is essential.
If we are born with it, then why is it so important, or why is it so hard to put it into practice?
Because our mind has been infiltrated by negative things such as fear, hopelessness, hatred, like a bitter emotion as anger, which can make the loving part retreat. Actually, love can only exist in peace and where it is wanted. The original loving mind is always there and can never be destroyed. So once you allow enough space for the love to thrive, it will take over again. So, but it's important to know that, keep in mind that we don't want to completely eliminate states of fear. So we will have fear, we will have hopelessness, we will have anger. That will never die. But we just do not want them to become a driving force for us. But those energies, if adopted by love and wisdom, for example, fear or anger, could be used in a positive manner because energy never dies. Energy only transforms from one form of energy to another, from the negative to the positive. So, self love is not simply a state of feeling good. It is a state of appreciation for oneself that grows from actions that support our physical, psychological, and spiritual growth and even well-being. So self-love is a dynamic. It's a journey. It grows through actions that mature us. When we act in ways that expand self-love in us, like through self-care, we begin to accept much better our weaknesses, also our strength. I think you
So,
are.
what are the practical things? Like, how can we practice it every day? What are the little things that we can do to put it into practice?
Yeah, so when we are pursuing our life purpose and values, and we want to expect a living fulfillment through our own if effort, actually we are practicing self-love. When you have love of self, you can more easily prioritize self-care. Example of self-care would be eating healthy, exercising, practicing, and meditation, or perhaps spending time reading and learning, spending time relaxing and having fun, and ensuring we get enough sleep. So when we do the opposite of this, like poor diet, being lazy, escaping into TV, addiction, not sleeping, being anxious and stressed all the time, we are not ascribing any value or love to ourselves. So we don't practice self love that time. And because these habits have a negative impact on our health, we get down physically, mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually. So, and this leads us to selfish, egoistical, self-involved, and self-centered behavior, and even fear.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. It's a really good summary what you already put together, and it gives us already the definition. Then we also got some practical advice. But when you are just someone who is like living their everyday life, how can they put it into the life? Like how should I light up a candle before I go to sleep, or should I drink a hot tea? What are the practical things that people can do?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I call it, as I mentioned, it's a lifelong journey. It is a journey, so I call it the path to self-love. This path, it's like journey, starts with getting to know ourselves. So we need to know our strength and we need to know our weaknesses. So the very, very first step is to identify what barriers stand in the way of identifying who we are. And before I give you some tools on how to practice self-love, we need to look inwards and to know ourselves better. So we may start with the famous question for all of humanity, which is, who am I? The question of who is the beginning of understanding of the self. So every one of us must develop within ourselves. We must identify our true values and beliefs and to improve ourselves in that direction. So we must learn what is important to us and what is not. What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? And we need to learn to accept ourselves and honor how unique we are, and remove the resistance of trying to be someone else. That is important. So we need to forgive ourselves as well as others, and we need to move closer to our values and free our values from all barriers. Actually, I would like to share with you a beautiful poet from Rumi, a Persian poet from the 13th century. Rumi beautifully warned us about these barriers. He says, half of life is lost in charming others. The other half is lost in going through anxieties caused by others. Leave this play. We have played enough. So we must ask ourselves how much of our life is spent pleasing the needs and expectations of others. Is what we seek daily a reflection of our true values and beliefs, or those that have been thrust upon us? If what we seek each day is not aligned with our true identity, it will be hard to achieve happiness. So it is time to focus on ourselves and rebuild our foundation first, and then we can feel inner peace and feel happy from inside and out. And after that, we can serve our community, our country, and our planet even better. So self-love is about getting in touch with ourselves and our well-being. It is also about nurturing and growing the parts of ourselves that will lead to our happiness. And true self love is, in fact, self acceptance, self forgiveness, self care, self control, self discipline, boundaries, self awareness, and of course, self compassion.
Really nice. Thank you very much for explaining it from the right order. So first, know yourself a little bit better, and once you know yourself, then you will be able to help yourself and install all these practices that actually help you to do self love or practice self love. What is after if you are struggling to practice self love? Because there are some people who are really cannot who can do it, right? they
Yeah,
they
exactly.
don't have self-love, or they just cannot practice it towards themselves. They are giving all the time, but for themselves they are struggling to give it.
Yeah, actually, it is important to understand where the lack of self love leads. A lack of self love can be the cause of psychological, material, and physical problem that any individual might experience. So, an overall sense of overwhelmingness and dissatisfaction with life, even when all the material things are achieved, when we act in ways that expand self-love within us, we begin to accept our weaknesses as well as our strength much better. So self-love, as I mentioned, is lifelong journey, and it is the mean, not the goal. So it never ends. Sometimes we can practice, sometimes there is lack of self-love. So the first step on the path of self-love is the process of self-realization. And yeah, and
Can you
if
explain it further? What is self-realization?
yeah, sure. So self-realization is when you are looking for your own unique identity and trying to perfect the vision of your true, authentic self. If you do that, you can walk toward achieving the best version of yourself. That's why self realization is essential, because first, you identify who you are, not what others say you should be. When you understand what your essence is, then you can understand what the ideal version of yourself looks like. Self realization means realizing who you are and where you stand and what is your relation with your surrounding. So, to explain this point better, I'm going to use an example. Suppose we are all fruits. Let's say I am one piece of rambutan fruit, Malaysian fruit. So, but I see everyone likes durians or apples. I am always sad about my being because durians are more expensive or maybe apple are crunchier. So, but I might be less expensive than a durian or softer than apple if I am a rambutan and try to identify as the character of other fruits like apple or durian that is not my own. I am doomed to be sad forever. However, if I understand that I am unique, I am beautiful, sweet, and have my own values, then I can appreciate that I am not like any other fruits. Um, I can imagine what is the best version of rambutan that I can seek to be. So this is self-realization. Actually, self-realization is your essence, and this essence is like a seed. That's why I use this example, fruit example. Self-realization means identifying what unique seed you are, and it is your true authentic self. Only when you get better at identifying your true self, you can imagine what your ideal self will be. That means if you understand that you are an apple, for example, you can imagine a perfect apple, a juicy apple full of nutrition. But you cannot be a banana or an orange. So you cannot expect an orange to be a banana. So self-realization means having perfect knowledge of who you are based on That self-realization, you can imagine your ideal self and your destiny, which is ideal version of yourself. So the journey is like from what you are to what you want to become, and you need true, strong self-identification, and you need to have right skills, and you have to be a hardworking person to attain that.
I love
Yeah.
it. Anis is saying all fruits are lovable and delicious. Thank you very much, Anis. So we go further on experiencing and experimenting, or going further to get to know self-love a little bit better. We all know that self-care and self-love are going hand in hand, but how do you practice both of them at the same time? It's sometimes
Yeah.
really hard because the life is so fast, everything is happening, everything is so noisy.
Yeah, but you're right. Self care is one of the most essential elements in practicing self love, and it's not easy. Self care is actually any activity that we do on purpose in order to take care of our mental, emotional, and physical health. So, um, um, we have talked about the importance of self-love and different tool we can use to better practice self-love, but self-care is one of the greatest tool that we have, and as you mentioned, we can practice every day. It is self-care, it is the ability to take care of our mental, emotional, and physical health, and good self-care leads to an important actually to improve mood, less anxiety, and a better relationship with ourselves and with others. To better understand this concept, let us use a garden as a metaphor, and it's very important to if we understand this metaphor, we can practice self-love even better. Imagine that you are a gardener and your garden is yourself. So you are responsible for taking care of and growing your own beautiful garden so that you may live off the fruits and flowers and enjoy actually the fruits and flowers. So self-love is making sure you have a good non-toxic environment for your garden. And self-care is gardening. A good gardener takes care of the whole garden, and being a good gardener means practicing self-love and self-care. Um, Actually, we are gifted seed at birth, as we mentioned. This is our essence. We need to treat them with care so we can bloom and share with the world. But when we do not take care of our garden or allow a toxic environment to flourish, we have nothing positive to share with the world and nothing left for even ourselves. So imagine you have a dying, dry garden with no fruit, no plants, broken fences, and dry earth. So yourself in that state probably feels overwhelmed, tired, lacking energy, struggling at work or even in relationship, and feeling that everyone just wants to take advantage of you. So you can learn self-care tools to turn that around. You start to spend more time alone in your garden, paying attention. You start to water the garden daily, then nourish the soil. And this might be the same as staying hydrated and eating nutritious food. Mm, it's the same process. So you remove the weeds in your garden and fertilize the soil in your life. This looks like removing toxic distractions, tasks, or even people from your day-to-day life. So, or maybe you realize that your job is toxic for you. So, you build a new fence for your garden. You are creating clear boundaries in relationships and learning to say no when you learn that something is depleting in your energy. Okay, so you realize you are willing to give others the fruit from your garden, but will not allow people to come in your garden and take the fruit uh, and leaving nothing for you. So these are healthy boundaries. That's why you need to be aware all the time, and you begin to spend more time with your garden, with yourself, and start to learn more and more about what it needs. You practice mindfulness technique. That's important. We will talk about it maybe. And you eat healthy food, go for walk, start I mean write journaling, and you slowly include things in your daily life that bring you joy and happiness. And this is tending to your garden, and this is self-care. Soon your body is healthy, your mind is clear, you are well rested and full of positive energy. Your garden has flourished. You have so much healthy fruit and flowers that you have enough to enjoy and enough to share with whom you choose. You continue these practices because you learn that by taking care of your garden, you have the capacity to take for others too. So a happy and fulfilled gardener is both protective and generous. It is he or she who decided what to give and when to give, and to whom he or she is going to give his garden's produce. So the important thing is to maintain a healthy garden. Self-love, like gardening, is a lifetime process. To feel inner happiness and attain inner peace, we need to practice self-care. So, therefore, when we treat ourselves the same way we treat our garden, our spirit and body will remain happy and refreshed, and we can give without harming to ourselves. We can share with others, and there is no greater work than the work you do for yourself. So, it is not selfish to look after your garden. Yeah. So.
Love it, love it. I think it's a beautiful metaphor, both of them, the fruits and the garden. You can really relate to ourselves. And we are arriving to the end of the discussion. So maybe at the end, we could just close down with the mindfulness, how mindfulness is connected to self love, and what is it in relationship with it.
Yeah, I can introduce the tools of practice of self-love, which is mindfulness. Actually, mindfulness is the key to practice self-love. What do I mean by mindfulness? I mean the awareness that comes from paying attention. Here I will show you how to use these simple tools of intention, attention, and action. These are the triangle. Let me explain briefly to you the three aspects of mindfulness: intention, attention, and action. So what do I mean by intention? Your intention is what you hope to get from practicing mindfulness. What is you want to change or gain? For example, you may have lots of stress and you want to reduce this stress, or you want to live a healthier life. These are intentions. The stronger and more clear your intention, the easier it will be to practice mindfulness. You can say, I want to lead a healthier life. Or you can say, my intention is to exercise every day. So the latter intention is stronger, it's more detailed and clear. Um, the second component of mindfulness is attention. This is exactly how it sounds. You need to pay attention. Mindfulness is about paying attention to your inner or outer experience. So often we use meditation or journaling to quiet our, outer noise, so that we may tune our attention to our experience. And the last one is action or attitude. Mindfulness involves paying attention to certain attitudes that we have. So attitudes such as curiosity, acceptance, kindness. So if these three, intention, attention, and action, are pure, attentive, and skillful, they are, if they are in harmony, they can give the best result. The best result, not only outer result, but inner result. And so we can see how important mindfulness is. And as a tool of self-love, we need all three elements of this triangle: intention, attention, and action. And in order to get the best result, if we with a proper attention and with good skill and action, it will make us happy.
Beautiful summary. I really loved it all. What you said is loved by the audience too. Anis is saying mindfulness and awareness, love it component of mindfulness, intention, attention, and action, and attitude. So thank you very much, Anis. Thank you very much, Santi, for being here and then listening and engaging with us in the comments. It was really, really nice to have you here, because you are already there for yourself. You are already practicing self-care by learning and doing the first part of mindfulness, right? So it's really, really an amazing time with you, as always. I love to have you here. Thank you very much. I know that you are so busy, and you just still made some time for me to be here and to tell this to our audience. They will also rewatch it and they will share it, I'm sure. Thank you very much, Dr. Leila. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful afternoon, Sunday afternoon here in Malaysia. It's a very sunny day, so hope you will spend it very nicely. And thank you very much one more time.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Thank you. And it was pleased talking to you. Thank you for listening.
For the last, before I let you go, just in one short minute, where can people reach you? Where could they find you so that they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, I can share my email address, leilatajer@gmail.com. Yeah, feel free to drop me email.
And this is saying thank you so much for the sharing. Take care. So thank you, guys. We are heading now to a percussion Zoom room where we will have some very interesting things coming up. It's a drum session with by Your Beat Malaysia. So they will be playing the drums. We will connect through music and we will experience something very special. So if you know how to enter the Zoom room, that's okay. If not, then please just go to globalempowermenthub.com. You see the embedded calendar and then click on the session title and you have the Zoom room details, and you can just hop on it and be part of these amazing things. 1 hour with a drum circle. I think it will be something transformational. So thank you very much, Leila, for being here. Have a beautiful Sunday.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.